It is Monday, February 26th here at the West End Gun Club. I have the day off from work today. It's a rare Monday off for me. That's not a holiday. I'm out here to do a run-through of the March 2024 NRL22 Course of Fire. I usually do my run-throughs on Wednesday because like middle of the week is a good time for me to take kind of a morning off because I don't have meetings in the mornings on Wednesdays. However, I am taking Friday off this week to go to Mason Valley NRL Hunter. It's like San Diego County, to do the check-in for the NRL Hunter match that weekend. And so I didn't want to take a Wednesday off, then work Thursday and take Friday off, like a half day. I'd rather like kind of space out my vacation days just because I got stuff to do at work. But I will still, attend meetings actually this Monday afternoon. But anyway, I'm out here to do a run-through of the March 2024 NRL22 Course of Fire. And in all honesty, I thought about not doing a run-through this month, only because I'm kind of tired. Like, we did the match yesterday. Then I had to do some family errands after the match, and I just woke up and I was thinking, do I do a run through this for the March Course of Fire or not? And I was thinking about not doing it because, I was just feeling lazy about it. But in all honesty, I figured may as well come out because I still needed to plan the logistics for the match because I have to make sure that everything can be visible from the target points and whatnot, and I have to know like what height target stands I need for certain areas of the range, and so I'm out here. In any case, I shot a little bit this morning before we're going to do a run through just to get some velocity checks on the 1022. It's right where I thought it would be, just like 1097 feet per second. And I do have this weird cold bore shift, like the first round on that gun, it's like a solid inch and a half to the right. And then after that, it's good. So I'm probably going to let it cool down just a little bit and take a shot on paper to see what that looks like, because I am concerned that there is going to be like how long does it take before it cools down again and I get that huge 1 inch shift or 1.5 inch shift at 50 yards. But let me set up a couple stages and we'll start the run through. The first stage we're going to run through is called Lucky Charms, 100 per second part time, 10 rounds. We have a single bank of targets. It's a 1.5 and a 2.5 on a double hanger at 80 yards. It's your pyramid stage, no real restrictions here. You're going to start standing, rifle and all gear in hand, mag and action open. Got to pay attention to this one because I had to read it a few times. On the start signal, build a position and engage each target, large and small, with 1 shot each. After 2 shots, you must move rungs. So this is a rung, like the horizontal is a rung. The outside left, middle, and outside right positions must be used at least once during the stage. Additionally, each rung must be used at least once during the stage. Each 2x4 will have 3 available positions, outside edges, and the center. So these are the 2x4s. They will have 3 available positions, outside edges, and the center. If you cannot reach the highest 2 rungs, then you may repeat previous rungs but in different positions. Rungs may not be immediately repeated. For example, 4 shots from the same rung in a row. So you basically have 5 positions because it's a 10-rounder. You have to shoot 2 shots, large, small, and then move. So you have to use each rung. So if you have 5 positions, you basically have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. However, in addition to that, you have to use the outside left, in the middle, and the outside right at least 1 time during the entire stage, which means you're going to want to do something like this. Start from the, either start top, then shoot second run middle, third rung right, work your way. And so you can cover both sides and the middle and then work your way down or whatever. It's kind of a weird stage. I think the whole idea is that they're moving you completely around. So you're not just staying to one side and just moving down. You actually have to move laterally as well. Let's go ahead and try this one out and see how it goes. Safe. Safe. Top one moves quite a bit. Safe. Safe. I don't think it really matters where I'm at here at this point. I've used all sides. Safe. 93.13. This stage isn't too terrible. You have only 5 positions, so you're not spending a lot of time moving from position to position, because if we're a 10 position stage, a lot of people time out on that. But you have a good opportunity to make your hits here. I dropped 1 during this run through. For me, I'm shorter than the average person, and I will admit that before I started this stage, I kind of just put my bag down and I realized that I'm likely not going to be able to hit this without getting on my toes or whatever. And I just ended up using my forend and then jammed my gamer plate into the 2x4, and that gave me enough stability there. In all honesty, it actually felt pretty good. It makes me wonder if I should just use a barricade stop instead. I know a lot of people don't like the concept of the hard-on-hard surface, but pretty locked in, to be in all honesty, better than a bag. But, pick whatever works for you. During the middle stage, I didn't jam my gamer plate into the side like I should have. A little bit wobbly here. That thing, I dropped my round here. So in retrospect, I think I should have. I don't know. I have to look at the video where I shot from, but generally what you'll want to do is get your gun, and then if you have a bag or whatever, and sort of just squeeze it. Try to get this thing stable, gun into this barricade, and you should be able to eliminate most of your wobble. Didn't do that, and from this position, I end up missing 1 round, I think, on the small. And after that, it was relatively simple. So I went top left, middle, then right. So I used left, middle, and right all in the first 3 positions, and then after that, I just worked my way down on the rungs. There's not really much else to say here, other than just being able to game your rifle. I think maybe if you're right-handed, it might be better to start from the right side if you can. I don't know, like in my situation, how I jam my forend into my gamer plate into the barricade like a stop. It might have been better to do this here, then switch to this bottom side here, or the next rung, squeeze my gun into the the A stand, and then once I get to the left side, I can just jam my gun into this left side here, and then stayed on this side, and using my hand squeezing the bag or the plate against this section here. I think here I wasn't taking that opportunity, and I think I went back down in the middle. So I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can go about it, but I think optimizing how you can stabilize your rifle to this barricade will be kind of the one thing you need to do in order to game this stage in the Course of Fire. Anyway, let's move on to the next stage. Next stage we're going to run through is called Pot of Gold, 122nd part-time, 12 rounds. We have 2 banks of targets. We have a 1 and a 1.5 on a double at 55 yards. Then we have a 2.5 and a 3-inch on a double at 92 yards. No real restrictions here, so 12 rounder, 120 points. This is going to be a sawhorse stage. You're going to start standing, rifle in all gear in hand, mag in, action open. On the start signal, you'll build a position on a marked position on top of the sawhorse and engage targets in the following order, moving to opposite marked position after each string. Position 1, near large, large, small. Position 2, far large, far small. And then position 1, near small, near small, near large. Then position 2, far small, far large. The marked positions on the sawhorse will be 3 inches from the left and right edges. So I need to get some painter's tape. I don't know, I thought I had some in the Jeep, but I just used some duct tape. It's wide duct tape, but generally this should be close enough, right? 3 inches, the center of that's 3 inches, so you just put your bag there and you'll be fine. In any case, just to repeat that, basically you pick one of the sides will be your first position. So basically near large, near small, then you switch, then you go far large, far small, then you switch back, but this time you go near small, near large, then back there, the other one, it's going to be far small, far large. So basically near, far, but you're going to alternate large, small, then small, large. People complain about these stages because they think it's all about memorization, which it is in the grand scheme of things, but that's why the whole concept of just knowing your stage and then being able to execute it. Let's go ahead and try this one out. Safe. Didn't dial. Safe. Oh, I did bank change. So small, large. Targets are moving. Safe, barely made that one, but target was moving. I should have waited. It's all good. Didn't dial. What the heck? The heck happened there? BGM. Oh crap, that's a catastrophic failure right there. Can I recover? Oh, that's nailed up pretty good. Oh, timed out. That wasn't good. Let me get that last shot off. This stage is really easy. I would have cleaned this stage had it not been for a malfunction on the last round that I was going to shoot. It kind of stovepipe trying to go into the chamber and it locked up pretty good. So I need to learn how to clear those out a little bit more effectively. I think I had, it was at 88 seconds elapsed, and then for my 11th shot, and so I probably had good 30 seconds solid to clear that, but I didn't clear it fast enough, so I need to do that. Be better on that one. In any case, as far as the stage is concerned, it's really simple. You just basically just pick, each side. Remember, you're going to go large, small, near, large, small, far. Then you're going to switch and go small, large, near, then small, large, far. And you're just switching sides of the sawhorse. I think the only point of this, of marking this, is making sure you go to the opposite ends of the sawhorse. It's probably because people are just, this is the left side, this is the right side, and just barely any movement. So they want you to actually make a concerted movement across the sawhorse every time. So that's probably the goal there. Again, it's really simple. For most people, you're going to just want to just get your knee up. You may need a fill bag, but you're going to be able to shoot. Even on level ground, you should be able to get your knee up, depending on how tall the sawhorse is, and get a good solid position right here, and then rest your bag, gun, or whatever, and make some good clean shots. Just use that knee for your position to support as your rear support. If you need a fill bag, you may as well get one, but probably won't need one. West End Gun Club participants, we are shooting uphill, so that angle would be better for us because we have less space needed because we're shooting upwards, and therefore that gap between the toe or the bottom of the stock and your knee is going to be lower, and you can just use your elbow here and you're good to go. So should be a pretty good easy stage for most people. Let's move on to the next one. Next stage we're running through is called 3-leaf Clovers. This is a 12-round stage of a tank trap. We have 3 banks of targets. We have a 1.5 inch on a single at 62 yards. We have a 2 inch on a single at 76 yards, and we have a 3 inch on a single at 98 yards. The restriction here is that no position on the tank trap may be repeated. You're going to start standing, rifle and all gear in hand, mag in action open. On the start signal, you'll engage the targets with 1 shot each in the following manner. Position 1, near to far. Position 2, far to near. Position 3, near to far. Position 4, far to near. Available positions are each tank trap tip in the center. So it's pretty straightforward. 4 positions, all 3 tips and the center. Pick whichever one in whatever order you want to shoot. But you're going to basically go near to far to near to far to near after you swap positions, or at every position. Pretty straightforward, and we'll see how this one goes. Near, far near. Get a knee up here. Find the target. .4. I'm not dialing. Safe. Let's just stay dead right here. Far near. Not dialing. Safe. Probably a good position to do a mag change. Near, far. Barely grazed it. Safe. Oh crap, far near. Slipped on my mag there. I don't know. Missed that one. Safe. I think I missed that far one last. It made a weird sound. I don't know if I grazed it, but we'll see on a video. This is just your typical tank trap stage. Not sure what else to say here. I know some people struggle with the tank trap. It's not as difficult as you think it is, as long as you get some practice on it. Highly recommend you make one if you have the opportunity and the capability of having a tank trap at your range or somehow transporting it. It's relatively simple, and you don't even have to be that long. You can do like a 4x4 footers, even 3 footers might be doable. You just don't put your segment, like the joint, just keep it higher to top, higher than center. So you basically have kind of a, you know, that junction where you have them separated far apart. Your base is wide enough so it doesn't tip over, and then it's small enough so you can fit in your truck. But anyway, I shot the center of the tank trap first, only because I was not going to dial. I was just going to hold, and I just wanted to make sure my holds are going to be good. And so the best way to check if your holds are good is to shoot from the most stable position during that stage. So this is the most stable position. I checked my holds there. It seemed pretty good. I think for this 1022, it's 0.4. What I dial? Oh, sorry, 0.2. I dialed 0.2 or 0.3 for 55.2, and then it's a 0.4 holdover for 76, and then 1.3, 1.4 holdover for 98. That's what I held over, and then I just switched back to the rear, shot there, far to near, and then alternated those tips. Not much else to say here. I guess if you're looking for tips on tank traps, all I can say is definitely just balance your gun, because that's kind of the key thing, is balancing the gun as best you can so that you're not putting too much wobble into the gun. Probably need to put this out a little bit. And you should be able to get that in there. And then for the most part, switch, and then you can use your leg or your body, and if you can get your elbow against this leg here, that can help you stabilize, at least on this part of the tank trap. So just find different ways to use the tank trap itself to help your body stability. But let's go ahead and move on to the next stage. The next stage of fire I'm running through is Luck of the Irish. It's a 10-rounder. We have a tire stack and a 55-gallon barrel. We only have one bank of targets. It's a 2-inch and a 3-inch on a double hanger at 92 yards. You can start standing, rifle, and all gear in hand, mag in action open. On the start signal, choose a prop, any one of the two, and engage each target with one shot each, large to small. You must move to the opposite prop after every second shot and repeat the target engagement. You will use one of the props twice and the other 3 times. 10 rounders, 2 shots, you're changing positions, so it's 5 different positions. It's pretty straightforward. I don't know why they had to add that you must move to the opposite prop after every second shot. I don't know why they just say engage, 1 shot each, large to small, and change positions. I don't know. I'm trying to reread that if there's anything in particular there, but it just sounds like you're just switching. Take 2 shots, large, small, move, large, small, move, large, small, move, large, small. All right, let's try this one out. Safe. 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 Oh, so I'm not going to go safe. 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 .06 elapsed. My tactic on this stage was to use a single bag with the gamer plate, no rear support really. And some people might think when they're looking at this, why not run bipod and rear support? Like in my head, maybe a while ago I would have thought about doing that. Just slide my ARCA rail, my bipod on my ARCA rail on here, shoot bipod front on there, and then move here and shoot bipod. However, the problem is you may or may not be able to do that very well in terms of getting the bipod perfectly set up for this and works on that one without any sort of maneuvering of the bipod on the rail. So without knowing, it's better just to go with a single bag. And I feel that, at least in our case, I can shoot a stable shot right here off a bag, no problem. I don't even need to get my knee up because I'm short and I can't get my knee up. But if you wanted to, you get body fill. But I can, with a flat bag and the gamer plate, sorry about that, my timer, with the gamer plate, I can just easily control the gun and take a fairly accurate shot with minimal wobble. Then single bags is jumping back to this, I can just shoot right here. And I can get, since we're shooting an up angle, I can get my knee up, and this is low enough where I can get my knee up and shoot. Even on flat ground or level ground, I can shoot with my knee up and my elbow here for rear support, and I can get a good stable shot. We're shooting uphill, so it's even easier, at least for me, because I'm shorter. I can just aim up, kind of get my hand to brace, put my hand here, and I can just easily take a nice stable shot here. So that's my tactic. If you were so inclined, like I said, if you want to go bipod, let me grab my bipod because I took it off. I can squeeze it on here real quick. You might be able to run it. Take this bag off. You might be able to run it here. You can probably run it there, but then you're going to have your bag here. But if you get to this position on this 50-gun barrel, you're not going to have much room, and so you may have to move this up. Move this up, choke up on the bipod closer to the mag well. Then you can rest the bag here. Then when you switch back to the Tire, you're in a predicament because, or maybe you're not in a predicament. That might actually work. You can actually shoot that. Huh. Now that I look at it, you might be able to do that. So I guess that's your alternative. If your gun supports that, maybe you do that. Just shoot rear bag support on mirror, rear bag support on tire. Personally, I just rather just one bag it, rest it, and I can shoot it fast enough. And my transitions are simple. No flipping around, no bipod. And because plus, if you're going to a match, technically you're not supposed to be able to look at the or test out the props. So I guess I have an unfortunate advantage where I know, but with our props. But I guess if you were gonna test it on your own and hopefully they're the same size as the one at the match, you might know. But going blind without knowing the exact diameter of the tires and all that stuff, I would probably just go one bag it. But it looks like you could probably shoot bipod as well. That might actually work. Yeah, I don't know. I think the one bag idea for me seems better. Anyway, let's move on to the last stage or the next stage in the Course of Fire, depending on how I order the stages. But I shot the fifth one fourth, and a lot of people complain how I don't do it in order. Let's go on to the next stage. Last stage I'm running to is called Hitting Clovers. This is a 12-round stage. We have 3 banks of targets. We have the full KYL rack, 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, 1 inch at 40 yards. We have a 2.5 on a double hanger at 87 yards and a 4 inch on a single at 100 yards. This is the bonus time stage, so if you finish with extra time on the clock, you get bonus points. You're gonna start rifle grounded, bolt back, mag and bag with you or on you, standing 2 yards behind the rifle at a marked position. We'll figure out 2 yards somewhere around here. On the start signal, build a prone supported position, load your rifle and engage the targets in the following manner with 1 shot each. Largest KYL, middle target far, second largest KYL, middle target far, third largest KYL, middle target far, smallest KYL, middle target far. So it's pretty straightforward. Basically engaging KYL 1 inch, middle far, 3/4 inch, middle far, 1/2 inch, middle far, 1/4 inch, middle far. And then no mag change is required. So if you got a 12 rounder, all the better. But I do not. So let's go ahead and try this one out. We got height. Yeah, we got height on that. Let's go. Not gonna dial. .2. A little bit to the left. Quarter inch. Oh, probably should do mag change around this time. Safe. 79.43. This stage is relatively simple. It's not much to say here. It's prone. The target is large at 100 yards. You got a 4 inch. The 2.5 at 87, kind of large. But I didn't dial parallax. I didn't dial my elevation. I just left it on 11 power, 11 magnification. Shot the KYL, shot engaged my targets, just held over roughly 1.2, 1.8 for 87 and 100. Made my hits, didn't touch my parallax, didn't touch elevation. Finished with 79 seconds elapsed, which is kind of slow compared to other people that I shoot with. And I'm pretty sure at least one guy at our club will probably clean this stage in maybe 45 seconds. So you can probably shoot this really fast if you wanted to. And, but yeah, goal is don't miss, right? That's your first thing, is don't miss. But for this stage, I think the hardest part is making sure you don't miss the 1/4 inch KYL, because weird things happen. Today is a windless day, so you got no problems here. But yeah, the 1/4 inch KYL is probably the thing that most people miss on any occasion. But like I said, you don't need to dial anything. Just hold over, don't even touch your parallax for that 4 inch at 100 yards. It's pretty large. Anyway, that's it for this run through. Let's go and clean up and roll out of here. As far as the March 2024 NRL22 Course of Fire, I feel it's lower on the difficulty scale, so it's definitely a nice match for newer shooters to jump in on. Nothing overly difficult, at most memorization, but you got some good chances to clean a couple stages. And definitely come on out for this one if you're new to NRL22. As far as the gun I used today, and I used in the last run through, and I think the last match, I used my 1022 here. I actually sent in my Voodoo 360 back to DI Precision. They reached out to me because they wanted to make a modification to make some improvements they felt on accuracy. And I said, you know what? I was actually going to ask, I told them, I said, I was going to actually reach out to you and see if you could figure out the stickiness of my chamber, like why it doesn't want to extract a live round. And so they were going to take a look at it. And they've had it for about a week now. I was going to see what else has transpired because they've made the modification they wanted to make on the chamber. They feel it's improved accuracy, and as far as the stickiness, he said it seems to only happen once it gets dirty. So not entirely sure what's wrong with that chamber. Maybe it's just too tight. But he said they don't want to open it up too much, otherwise, you'll kill accuracy. So we'll see. But I'm not too overly concerned. I do have another Voodoo though. I could use my other Voodoo, even though I send my 360 back to get modified, or worked on rather, to improved. But I wanted to shoot my 1022 because this gun I've just rarely ever used, and I think it's good enough for NRL22. I felt like the last match yesterday, there was one stage where I dropped like 4 rounds, which is pretty bad, 4 shots, and that was on me, right? It wasn't the gun. So this gun can perform. It's just I need to make sure I can shoot. I can perform well myself as a person and not, put too much focus on the gun itself. But again, this is my 1022, standard OEM Ruger, the base action. I got it, the classic wood stocked model back in like 2000. And that's this action here. It's got a Volquarton 20-inch barrel. However, it's 18.5 technically with the rifling that's got this 1.5-inch compensator here. People ask me, oh, is that good? I'm like, not really. I mean, I bought this barrel maybe 15 years ago, and for this discipline, I would not have gotten this compensator deal. I don't even know what the point is. If you're gonna ask me what barrel to get, just get a kid barrel, 20-inch kid barrel, you'll be fine. But anyway, that's what I have on here. Don't feel like replacing it. KRG Bravo chassis, which is really good. An Arca rail, the kid single stage. I don't even remember. It's a 2-stage trigger. Let's double check. I honestly don't even remember. No, it's a single stage trigger. Kid single stage, and that's kind of it. And then the Weed Air rings with a Bushnell Match Pro ED, which I'm not going to do a review. Somebody already, I think he goes by name Jim Bigfish, or Jim Bigfish, I think. He's on Sniper's Hide, or he has articles posted there. He already wrote a review on this, which is already comprehensive, and that tells you all you need to know, in my opinion. However, he has a little bit more favorable opinion than me. He likes the turrets, which they're good, but when you're trying to readjust them back down, it's kind of a pain. And I still don't like the clarity on this scope, to be honest. And the depth of field on this thing is razor thin, like razor thin at close distance. At farther distance, it doesn't really matter, but at rimfire ranges, 25 on to 100, yeah, it's so thin that I'm not a fan of the parallax and the depth of field. But anyway, that's my gun that I'm using, and I'm gonna shoot this again in the next match. I feel like I can clean with this gun as long as I perform. Anyway, that's it for this run through. Our next match is March 24th, 4th Sunday of the month. And if you're in the area and you want to shoot this match, definitely come on out. SoCal NRL22.org. That's the website that I got for it, just for basic FAQs and directions to the range. Anyway, that's it for today, Monday, February 26th, here at the West End Gun Club. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next vlog.